Welcome to Life Mastery for Women, where I help you decode the struggles in your life in the areas of health, wealth, relationships, and spirituality with mind mastery, emotional management, and meditation. Welcome to today's podcast. Hey ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope I am finding you managing your emotions. If you are not managing your emotions, then it is my intention that in today's episode I give you one nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. So welcome to today's podcast. And I wanted to tell a little bit of a story, something that I've been working on with Cameron, who's our youngest. He's 13 years old. And it's the summer. We have just begun the summer schedule, and the boys being at home and kind of transitioning between our house and Dad's house, and it's tough. The boys are exhibiting quite a bit of emotional disarray because of being out of school. They're missing that schedule and the regimen and the clear expectations. I mean, we have clear expectations in our house, but of course the schedule is different, so they're just not quite sure what's happening on this day and this day. So it's always a big transition to a challenge to move into the summer schedule. But interestingly enough, I wanted to point something out to you. If you are a woman listening to this and you have a man in your life that seems to be dealing with some anger, I want you to understand something about the different mindsets of the two sexes. So women, when we experience sadness, we typically experience sadness. We're crying, we kind of hole up, we get under the blankets, we just kind of disappear into our own lives. When men experience sadness, it comes out as anger. So even though the boys are missing their friends and they are transitioning out of, the school regimen and the consistency, what they're truly experiencing is sadness, but yet it's coming out as anger. With Brandon, who is our son who has autism, he moves into arguing. So no matter what you're telling him, it just comes out as arguing. So we could say something like, okay, come on and have some dinner. He goes, no, I'm not going to have dinner. And nothing's even prompting it. And so, but he's just feeling this transition. And it's all hard, but it's different. The way we're expressing it is different. So ladies, keep that in mind. If you are a woman and you're dealing with a husband or a boyfriend or even a son or a father who is exhibiting some anger, understand that is the one emotion that shows up, but it could be an array of different emotions that they are experiencing. So today, Cameron and the boys both are going to, not Cameron and the boys, there's only two of them. Cameron and his brother are both going to Dad's tomorrow. And Cameron has made some friends this year at school, and he really, really wants to be spending a lot of time with his friends. So we're at the resort this morning, and he gets on the phone with his dad and immediately gives him attitude, immediately starts arguing with him. And, he wants his friend to come over tomorrow morning. And his dad is, because of Cameron kind of telling him how the schedule is going to go, his dad was like, no. So basically, his dad's got this need to exert his power over his sons. And so that was his way of doing it, by saying no. And so we get off the phone, and of course, Cameron's really mad. And I said, listen, you can't approach it from that angle. You have to change your mindset. If you're not getting what you want out of life, you have to change how you are looking at life. If you're not getting what you want out of life, you have to change how you're looking at life. Nobody wants to do that. It's so interesting. I hardly want to do it, but I will tell you this. When you do it, when you start managing your emotions and your thoughts and your perspective, you will begin to shift your life. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It will begin to happen for you. But because we get in and we tell the story, and then we tell the story and we tell the story, and our vibration, and we're not managing our emotions and we're not managing our vibration is low, and thus we continue to attract the same things in our lives. Remember, change does not take time. Change happens as soon as you decide for it to happen. As soon as you decide for something to shift, for your energy to look in a different direction, for something to shift, You look at it a different way. So I equated it to a video game. For those of you that play video games, this is really a good example for you to grasp. You start out a video game on level 1. And you learn the skills, you learn what things do what, who does what things you can touch and not touch, what things make your character get bigger or stronger, what guns do what to what creatures, and so on. You learn the basics, okay? If you manage the basics, you get to move on to level 2. If you clear level 1, you get to move on to level 2. So I'm telling Cameron, I said, listen, you have to understand, life is not about pushing the physical around. It's about managing your energy. I said, so Dad says no. What is your energy right now? He's like, negative 14. I'm just so mad, right? And so I said, okay, so you can keep calling your dad and bugging him. He's going to continue being a no, because that's where no is at that same vibration. A no is at a 1. You're going to get a no. You're not going to get the promotion. You're not going to get the date. You're not going to get the money. You're not going to get the career. You're not going to get the job if you're a 1. You have to move up the line. You have to understand that working at the energy level is what shifts things around you in life. You have to understand that. If you don't understand that, you will continue to bang your head against the tree and wonder and get mad at the tree for being a tree. That's what you're doing. So instead, you have to stand back and look at the tree and go, oh, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to walk around the tree. So I'm explaining this to him. I said, listen, when you go and you communicate with your dad, you have to communicate differently. You have to look at things differently. You are still at level 1 with this game we call life. And I know you're 13. I know you're figuring it out. But what you're doing is not working. It's not working. His relationship with his dad is mostly volatile, mostly landmines throughout the whole entire relationship. I may or may not step here. I may step here and get my foot blown off. I may step here and he might say yes, but mostly he says no. It's this big, frustrating relationship. So I said, listen, Cameron, you have to do something different. What's your number right now? Low. Okay, it's 1. All right. And he goes, I just want to call my dad again and just bug him until he says yes. I said, okay. I said, that may work. I said, but which one feels better? He goes, I just want him to say yes. Okay. Most of the time, that is what we want. I just want my business to grow. I just want the date. I just want the love of my life. I just want the promotion. I just want the job. But we can't push it. Sometimes we do win. But what ends up happening is it's a lesson undercover. Sometimes we do win. We are able to push and manipulate the physical and we, quote, win. But what we're uncovering is just another lesson. That relationship, that job, that money, that yes, soon enough turns into holy crap. And then you're like at that same level, you're at the same space, you're at the same tree banging your head. Because what you ended up doing was turning around, walking away from your goal. Just like if the tree is out in the yard, you're banging your head. So you're like, okay, so I'm basically going to push the physical around. Maybe I'm going to cut the tree down. And then I'm going to turn around, I'm going to walk back towards it. And guess what? You are going to bang your head again against the tree or a new tree. We have to learn how to work with the energy around us. We have to. So here's what I told him. I said, listen, I want you to go into your bedroom. I'm going to keep your phone out here because he's like talking with his friend. He's talking with his dad. His phone's blowing up with texts. He's trying to really push. And I said, go into the bedroom and I want you to close your eyes and I want you to visualize the scene that you want. I want you to visualize what it is that you want. And I want you to get completely immersed into the scene of your friend coming over, of dad saying yes, of your friend, like really, really, enjoy the scene. And he goes, okay. And he stomps, he's pretty resistant to trying this because he thinks, his dad should change, which is what we do. We always think our boss should change, our coworkers should change, my husband should change, my girlfriend should change, my dogs should change. We have to change. Take off those crappy glasses and put on new glasses and the world will change, right? I manage my energy and my relationships change, my money changes, my business changes if I manage my emotions through this energy work. So he disappears for 10 minutes. He comes back and I said, okay. And I could feel his energy and his energy was not much higher, but it was better. He was calmer. So he was at neutral. When you're at neutral, what number is that? You probably got it right. He was a 5. And he picked up his phone and I said, so what's your plan? And he said, I want to call my dad right now. And I said, is your friend coming over? Is that end result sitting at a 5. And of course, he didn't know the answer, and he's not quite tapped into his intuition. He is a boy, so he spends most of his time in his mind, which is most of where guys spend their time. So I said, I can tell you right now, your friend coming over is not sitting at a 5. I said, so here's my recommendation, but I want you to do anything you want. Here's what I suggest. I suggest you go back in your room, and immediately he sighed, showed resistance immediately. And I said, go back in your room, and I want you to raise your vibration to an 8 before you call your dad. Oh gosh, Jen. Oh, I don't want to. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And he's just going on and on. I said, listen, you do whatever you want. I said, but I can guarantee you, if you get on the phone right now with your dad at this level 5, you're still going to get a no. And if you get a no from where you're at right now, where's your energy going to go? Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? He said, it's going to go down. I said, okay. I said, I'm not telling you no. I'm just telling you that most likely that's not going to work based on what I know, based on what I've learned about energy, that is not going to work. But you go ahead and do what you want to do, because I want you to experience and explore this energy work. So I just go back to doing what I was doing. I was doing some work on the computer group in one of our groups. And sure enough, 5 seconds later, he picks up the phone. He calls his dad. And I can hear his dad all the way across the room. No means no, he says. So he gets mad, hangs up the phone. And I look at him and he goes, I know you're right. And I said, this isn't about me being right, though high power need person, I sure do like hearing that. I said, so what are you going to do now? And what he did will surprise you, because what he did was he gave up on his dream. As a 13-year-old young man who has lots of dreams and lots of aspirations, he is already learning, when things don't work out, I just give up. Anytime you are faced with resistance, do you give up or do you forge ahead? He said, it's okay. I'm just going to give up. I don't want my friend to come over anyway. So now he's justifying. I'm watching the psychology of what he's doing, and I can't do anything about it because this is his journey. And I know there's probably some parents out there going, hey, Jen, what I really think you should do is continue talking to him. So I did. We had another longer conversation, and I told him about some of my own experiences, and I told him about some of my own relationships and how I was managing and how I was able to change some of those relationships without the person even being there. That's a nice thing about energy work. And if you've listened to my other podcasts, you know that I have helped heal my relationship with my mom doing some of this energy work, and my mom was nowhere around, doesn't know anything about it, doesn't even know that our relationship had troubles. We moved to a new parallel universe. It was amazing. So what did I do with Cameron? I didn't talk him into it. I didn't force him to do anything. I just said, listen, if you go through life a 5, you're going to have a mediocre life. You go through life at an 8 or higher, you're going to have an amazing life. I said, it's your choice. And I said, is it worth it? And he didn't answer. And then a few minutes later, he just asked for his tablet. So unfortunately, this kid is still on his journey, as we all are. And we are all trying to figure it all out. And it is hard when we are put in the physical world. We are experiencing physicality through more senses than we are experiencing our intuition and our guidance. So when we can slow down and we can say, you know what, I'm going to work on my energy right now because I am a 3. You just look around you. Stop for a second and look around and say, what is showing up in my life? Even if it's not even what are the things that are showing up, it is what level are the things that are showing up in my life. What's the number? It's a 3. Okay, then what's the next question? What do I have to do to be a 4? What do I have to do? The stuff that you're getting in your life are the consistent energy vibrations that you're sending out. So if you're consistently getting things in your life, which you are, it's at a certain vibrational frequency. So to put it on a very simple scale, there's a real vibrational frequency. It could be 79.24. We don't have to get all detailed like that. You just look at from 0 to 10. The things that are showing up in my life right now consistently are what? 0 to 10. If they're an 8 or above, you are happy, you are healthy, you're vibrant, your relationships are at their best, you wake up excited for the world, you take on any challenge with ease, your life is easy, your finances are perfect, your house is great, your dogs are great, your kids are great, everything's great. But if not, then listen to the rest of this podcast. Because When we start working with energy, it is life changing. You will never go back to pushing the world around. You will never go back out there and start pushing physical stuff around, trying to manipulate or make people do what you want them to. Because when I work at the energy level, things become easier. Everything comes into alignment. So how do we work at the energy level? Well, the very first thing I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes. So as you're closing your eyes, I want you to bring your awareness to the middle of your head. So usually I have you bring your awareness to behind your eyes, but now I want you to bring your awareness to in the middle of your head, as if you're looking out your eyes, even as your eyes are closed. And I want you to take a couple of deep breaths. And I want you just to feel how your feet feel on the floor and how your butt feels sitting in the seat. Just where am I? And as we do this, this anchors us, but it also helps us to get out of our mind and back into the energy of the earth. So just feel your fingertips, feel your body as it's resting. And allow this energy to flow down through your chakras, out of your head, out of your mental energy and your mental capacity, and all the way down through your feet, through your hands, leaking down, draining down into Mother Earth. And all we're doing is just shaking down our anxious mental energy, moving it down. Now I want you to think about Mother Earth fully supporting you, fully, unconditionally supporting you and your desires. And I want you to ask yourself, what is my current vibration? What is my current frequency? Where am I sitting at? You can even ask, to keep it simple, on a scale from 1 to 10, what is my current vibration? And just feel how you feel. Just sense, just notice the answer. Take another deep breath in. Push more energy down into Mother Earth, really grinding you, grounding you, centering you into nature, into Earth, shaking down your energy. What vibrational frequency am I at? What's a vibration that is consistent in my life? Because you currently could be at a level 1, but your consistent vibration could be a level 5. And that's what you're getting consistently. Just keeping your awareness, feel your energy as you're feeling it flow through your body. And however energy shows up to you is what's right for you. How energy shows up for me is what's right for me. So whatever you are feeling is right. We don't question it. We don't question how energy or intuition works in our lives. We just trust it. So feel how you feel. Now, if you are a 7 or below, anywhere between a 0 and a 7, ask yourself, what can I do to raise my frequency? What can I do to raise my frequency, to go up just one notch, from a 4 to a 5, from a 3 to a 4, from a 7 to an 8? What can I do to just raise myself one level? And then just listen. See if you get some answers. And you're going to know the difference between mental answer and an intuitive answer. A mental answer is something basically that you think of. An intuitive answer is something that comes to you. They're different. And if you start playing at this level, you're going to understand the difference. So how I explain it is intuition is like someone tells me. Like I asked the question to Amy and Amy answered the question. When I am thinking it, I'm asking myself out loud and I'm answering the question. So intuition is like the answer is coming from somewhere else outside of you. It's a thought deep, deep in your mind outside of your thoughts. The more you can work with this energy, the more you can ask these questions, the better you're going to be when it relates to getting some higher perspectives on raising your numbers. Now what I want you to do is I want you to bring your hands together in a prayer formation. And then I want you to slowly move them away from each other about 4 or 5 inches. And then just kind of put them together and move them away. Put them together, move them away. Like slow motion clapping. And even your hands don't even have to touch. And as you're feeling this grounding, as your energy is moving down into Mother Earth, I want you to feel the energy between your hands as you're creating this energy ball between your hand chakras. So as you're doing the slow motion clapping, you can really expand your fingertips and really open your hands wide, like giving a big high five. And then just really feel that your chakras are opening. And as you're moving your hands back and forth, do this about 20 times. And then slowly bring your hands together as if you're holding a small ball. Like maybe like a kickball size or a soccer or a volleyball. And then if you can't feel any energy there, just move it back and forth as if you're kind of squeezing the firmness of the ball. Now, like with your whole hand, not just your fingertips. And just move it back and forth. And I'll be quiet for a second while you tune into this. You might feel a tingling, you might feel some pressure, you might actually feel as if there's a real ball in your hands. Just back and forth, just keep breathing and keep sensing. Like my hands are getting warm the more I do this. I can feel as if there's a kickball in my hand and I'm feeling it and my hands are getting warm. Now what I want you to do is I want you to think about an area of your life that you're struggling in. Finances, health, a specific relationship. And I want you to send this ball to that area of your life. So outside of you, I want you to create a 3D scene of you and this person, or you in this place, your work environment, or your bank account, or yourself, but as a 3D person, somewhere out in front of you. And create a scene of the trouble, of the issue that you're having. So see yourself with that person not getting along, or see yourself in that job where you just don't like it, or see your bank account where you're sitting at your desk and you're trying to pay bills, there's not enough money. I want you to see the scene and just place it about 10 or 12 feet in front of you. All while you're keeping your hands in this energy. And then as you're seeing that scene, and when you're ready, I want you to think of what you want the scene to change into. Because what you're going to do is you're going to send this ball, you're going to throw this ball like a dodgeball. You're going to throw this ball at the scene, and then as soon as the ball hits the scene, it's going to change it into what you want. Okay? So I'll give you 10 seconds or so to think about what your intention is. Don't tell me the story. Don't get stuck in the story. I want to shift this scene. What do I want to shift it to? I don't want it to be like this. What do you want it to be like? How do you want the scene to change? And then 10, I'm just going to count you back while you're feeling the energy, creating the scene. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now take the ball and throw it to the scene, watching it hit the scene and expand and envelop the scene in this giant ball of white light. So the ball hits it and expands. Huge, huge, huge. Covers the whole scene. It just envelops the whole scene into this big, giant ball of light. And it is cleaning and clearing all of the negative energy that is containing you and the struggle. You and your desk paying the bills, you and your coworkers, you and your husband, your wife, your brothers, your kids, whatever the trouble is, whatever the scene is. Watch this energy do what energy does. Good energy pushes out bad, negative energy. Just watch it do, watch it clean. Energy knows what to do, but it goes where our intention goes. Watch it clean and clear, and you can expand it, you can brighten it up, You can turn on the power. And just allow it to clean this space and this scene. Okay, now bring your awareness back into your body. Let the scene kind of unfold where the white light just kind of stays there, but you can see the scene clearly. And as the scene starts to shift and change, where now you're sitting up straight instead of sitting at your desk stressed out about paying the bills. You're now sitting confidently with a smile on your face, plenty of money in your bank account as you're writing checks and paying bills. Then now maybe you're paying your bills and there's still so much money in there and you could do anything you wanted. Or you are with your partner and you're laughing and you have passion and creativity and understanding and communication and intimacy, and your relationship is so beautiful and so amazing, the best you've ever been, best you've ever had. And you're looking at your career and you're just big smile on your face and shaking hands or high fives or talking or making sales or really enjoying your conversations with your teammates. Whatever the case may be, you're now seeing the scene unfold. And at the same time as you're seeing the scene unfold, I want you to feel how your body feels on the inside. Do you sense any shifts, blockages, limiting beliefs, negativity, stuckness that shows up in your life? That shows up in your body. Where do you feel it? And now I want you to take your awareness and I want you to place it at that location. Mine, most of the time, is fear-based and it shows up in my gut, shows up in the pit of my stomach. Wherever it is for you, it could be across your shoulders, in your head, at your hands, at your feet, wherever in your physical body this fear shows up. Now what I want you to do is I want you to take that ball again that's in your hands, recreate it, and I want you to physically touch that part of your body where that fear showed up, where that block showed up, where that negative energy showed up. And I want you to say to yourself, I release this fear. I release this energy. And I place that ball of light there and allow it to penetrate that area and dissolve the fear completely. Wash it away. This was as if you just sprayed some water on the side of your car to get some dirt off of there. Comes easily out of your energy system. Feel it being removed. Feel it, sense it, however you sense it. However it shows up for you, whether it dissolves, whether you see it wash away, whether your body physically feels better, feels cleaner. Whatever it is for you, however it shows up, is right for you. And then just let it dissolve. And now I'm just going to bring you back to the room. So I want you to reassess how your energy feels, what your energy frequency is now. Maybe you started as a 5. Are you a 6? Is your energy going up? And if you still feel some fear in your body, go ahead and do this again. If there's either still some fear there or a block there, or if it shows up someplace else, go ahead and do that again where you take that ball of energy and you put it back in that place in your physical body and watch it dissolve. And continue to do that. Continue to just let the energy wash the fear away. This is how powerful energy can work. And this is how easy it is to remove these beliefs, these fears, these blockages, this negative energy, this stuckness. Give you just a few seconds if you need to do another one. Okay, good. Just keep clearing, keep clearing. And now I want you to say to yourself, bring your awareness to behind your eyes, and I want you to say to yourself, the past does not equal the future. The past does not equal the future. The things that I experienced yesterday don't have to experience them again today and tomorrow. They can be different and they can shift in a second. The past does not equal the future. Understanding that working in energy is going to massively shift your physical world, and you will shift with it. And now as you're just feeling your energy behind your eyes, continue to feel grounded. Feel your feet on the floor and your butt in the seat. Feel your connection to Mother Earth. Understand that you are fully supported and fully anchored on the earth, fully loved, supported, safe on this planet. And then in 5, feel your energy behind your eyes, your awareness. 4, feel your feet and your hands. 3, feel your breath. Breathe in. Hold it for a second. Breathe out. 2 and 1. You can gently open your eyes. And now I'm going to wrap up this episode, because what I would like for you to do right now is you can either relax in this state and do any more clearing that you find when you look at your new scene, or you can get out your journal and journal your experience from today's episode, or you can journal what it means to you that the past does not equal the future. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode, or even better, if you want to join our sister calls on Lady Rising, join our Facebook group, and we will be doing much, much more of this energy work in the months to come. We have 2 or 3 calls every month via Zoom. I would love to see you, and I would love to hear about your energy experience from today's episode. Have a very blessed day, and I'll see you on the next podcast. If you liked this episode and you look forward to future episodes and are really looking for a community to help support you with implementing the tools that we're talking about in this podcast, please consider joining our online sister community called Lady Rising on Facebook, where we focus on that spiritual support and connection, just like in today's episode. I hope you'll join us. Go to Facebook, type in Lady Rising, and tell me you came in through the podcast.